Hello students, this is Nilofer Mees, your SS teacher. Today we are going to learn chapter 5, Movement Towards Independence. The period from 1920 to 1947 is considered as Gandhian age and the Gandhian movements of struggle for independence. So you have to remember the time period 1920 to 1947, it is considered as Gandhian age. We can say even the Gandhian movements of struggle for independence. This second stage of national movement of India is the struggle for having constitutional rights. Moreover, it is the struggle for the freedom of India too. This was the second stage of national movement of India. For what? For constitutional rights and moreover for the struggle for the freedom of India. This struggle passed through a stream of events and there was a uniform effect of it. So we shall observe the effects in this chapter. We will see what were the effects of these events. So first one is Simon Commission. Montfort Amendment declared that a commission should be sent to India after 10 years to examine the effects and operations of the constitutional reforms and to suggest more reforms for India, but 2 years later, government appointed Simon Commission. So, in Montfort Amendment, it was declared that the commission will come after 10 years to examine that what were the effects of constitutional reforms in India and what the changes would be kept in the government. But what happened? In 2 years only, the government appointed Simon Commission. The commission consisted of Sir John Simon and 7 other members. Remember, on the name of this person, Sir John Simon, it is named Simon Commission. So this commission consisted of Sir John Simon, he was the main member, and other 7 members were also there. All of them were members of the British Parliament. There was not a single Indian as a member. So in this commission, see, one Simon was there, other 7 members were there, but not a single Indian member was there. Indians recommended inclusion of Indian members in the commission so as to understand the problems and pains of the Indian society, but Britishers rejected this recommendation. What happened here now? Indians recommended that in this commission there should be at least 1 or 2 members of India so that the person would be representative of Indian society. What are the problems among the Indians should be represented by the Indian person. He can only understand what is the problem. So they told, Indians recommended that Indian members should be also there in the commission, but Britishers rejected this recommendation, that there won't be any Indian in this commission. So the Indians decided to oppose it. Simon Commission was greeted with strikes, assembly, processions, loud slogans of Simon Go Back and unfurling of black flags and apparel. So what happened is they ignored this, they opposed it, there won't be any Indian in Simon Commission. So this Simon Commission was greeted with strikes. It means people of India, they started doing strikes. Against them they kept assemblies, processions, loud slogans were spoken out like Simon Go Back, and they unfurled black flags to show their oppose. The British government suppressed the movement mercilessly. They didn't kept any mercy over Indians. The assistant police superintendent ordered lathi charge on Lalaji's procession. So Lalaji also did procession over there, and so assistant police superintendent ordered of lathi charge. Lala Lajpat Rai was injured seriously while taking the lead of the procession in Lahore. A few months later he passed away. Due to this lathi charge, Lala Lajpat Rai was injured very seriously, and then after a few months he passed away, it means he died. The news of Lalaji's death instigated Veer Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru, therefore they killed Saunders. Now as Lalaji died, Lala Lajpat Rai died due to this procession, it instigated Veer Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru. These were 3 friends, and so they killed Saunders. Now next point is Nehru Committee. With the opposition of Simon Commission, Hindi Wazir Burkan had presented a draft of the constitution as in Simon Commission, in which It stated that the Indian leaders of all parties formulate appropriate constitution which the British government will further think upon. What happened now? As it was the opposition of Simon Commission everywhere, that time Hindi Wazir Burkin had, he drafted of the constitution, he drafted one, we can say, application, as in he wrote that Simon Commission, he wrote to the Simon Commission that Indian leaders of all parties, they will formulate appropriate constitution, and then British government will then think over it. It means all the leaders, Indian leaders, will themselves formulate appropriate constitution, and you have to only think upon it. By understanding the challenges of this report, National General Assembly President drafted Nehru Committee report. As he drafted this, then other people also understood that this is the correct way. So, understanding this challenge of the report, National General Assembly President, he also drafted, which was named Nehru Committee report. This report, which was given, is known as Nehru report, which states the dominion, status, independent judiciary, fundamental rights and adult suffrage. These were the points which were included in that, which were there. Dominion status, it means we must get proper status, we have to be lead. It means it should be value of our words also. Then independent judiciary, there won't be any biased judgment by the judiciary. Then fundamental rights should be kept for the prior and adult suffrage also. Eventually, the British government rejected the recommendations made in this report. Obviously, they have to reject it. These were only the applications the draft kept in front of them, and they rejected that we are not going to listen all these things. They rejected these recommendations made in this report. Then demand for complete independence in 1929. During this time, National Assembly members, who were they? Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, were active national leaders. They were the propagators of complete independence. What they wanted complete independence. Youth of India were not happy with the dominion status. It means, dominion status means both of them. It means they will rule and we have to listen to them. No. So youth of India were not happy with that. On the banks of the river Ravi in Lahore, under the leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru, National General Assembly passed a resolution of complete independence. Now, Indians were telling that we need complete independence. After that, on 26th January 1930, the members took the oath of complete independence. The oath was taken on 26th January 1930. Since then, January 26th has become memorable for all of us. Since that time, this date was memorable, that because on this date, the members took oath of complete independence, and that's why we gave importance to this date. Afterwards, it became the Republic Day. Independent India has made the Republic Day memorable for implementing the Constitution of India on this day. As they valued this day, that's why Independent India made this day Republic and memorable, as the voice was raised on this date. Dandi Yatra from March 12 to April 6, 1930. As a part of civil disobedience movement, Gandhiji decided to go to Dandi village by its sea coast to break the salt law. It was a part of civil disobedience movement that Gandhiji decided that he will go to Dandi village by its sea coast. Why? To break the salt law. On the 11th March evening, in the assembly of thousands of people, the message of Satyagraha was sent. So remember the date, 11th March, it was evening time, the assembly was held where thousands of people were present. There the message was kept that Satyagraha will be sent. Even if people got arrested, with firm determination of non-violence, struggle against government continued. They decided whatever happened, we don't have to do violence. Non-violently, we will go in this Satyagraha. On 12th March 1930, under his leadership, Gandhiji commenced Dandi Yatra with his supporters from Harijan Ashram, now which is known as Gandhi Ashram. Singing the hymn Vaishnav Vajanto Tenere Kahiye Je Peed Parai Jane Re. They were singing this hymn whole way. Gandhiji said in Dandi Yatra 29th March 1930, I shall die the death of crow and dog, but I will not return to this ashram without attaining Purna Swaraj. What he told, I will die. I will die like any crow or dog, but I am not going to return to my ashram without getting Purna Swaraj. Brave never run. Brave never run away from struggle. The one who runs by seeing the struggle is not brave. He told like that those who are brave, they won't run away from the struggle, and those who are running away, they are not brave. Gandhiji along with his supporters started the Dandi March. This march was 370 kilometers which included, see now remember the kilometers they travelled through, 370 kilometers. And which places were included? Aslali, Bareja, Nadiyad, Anand, Boriavi, Ras, Jambusar, Bharuch, Surat, Navsari, as well as small and large regions. Okay, these all places were included while they travelling. During Dandi March in these regions, people were explained the reason for civil disobedience movement and breaking the salt law. While they were travelling through all the villages, they were even telling the people over there why they had done this march. As Dandi March passed through these small and large towns, people used to clean the village roads, decorate their houses with torans, and showed conscience for this satyagraha. It means as they knew that now Dandi March is going to enter in our village, they decorate their houses, they welcomed them like that. They cleaned the villages. Dandi Yatra had a wonderful effect in creating astonishing faith, unity and consciousness among people. All of the nation was having a wave of satyagraha. Everywhere they were talking about this satyagraha. Gandhiji along with his colleagues and supporters reached Dandi after 24 days of march. See, continuously for 24 days he did this march. On which day he reached Dandi? 5th April 1930. On early morning of April 6th, Gandhiji broke the salt law by picking a handful of salt from the sea coast. In a loud voice, Gandhiji stated, I have broken the salt law. And while addressing the people gathered there, he uttered, it means he pick up a handful of salt from the sea coast, and then in a loud voice he stated that I have broken the salt law. And then he addressed the people, those who were gathered there, those who were standing over there, he addressed them and told that I, by this event, am applying salt to the foundation of building in the form of British Empire. It means this foundation, I am giving the foundation of building in the form of British Empire. The British Empire is going to make the building. In that foundation, I am keeping this salt. Shri Mahadev Bhai Desai has compared this event as Mahabhinishkraman, the great renunciation. He gave name to this event as Mahabhinishkraman. You have to remember the name. Who gave the event name Mahabhinishkraman? It was Shri Mahadev Bhai Desai. And if it is asked that what has been compared this event by Shri Mahadev Bhai Desai, then you have to write it's known as Mahabhinishkraman. What is the meaning of it? The great renunciation. Journalists, photographers, writers, historians of India and across the world visited the published report about what they witnessed in their own newspapers and booklets. It means in all these journals, photos were kept, writers wrote about it, historians wrote about it. Across the world, everywhere, this was described. In this way, the Dandi Yatra, which started from Sabarmati Ashram on 12th March, was nationally acclaimed, achieved its physical completion but it started applying salt to the foundation of building in the form of British Empire. Civil disobedience movement had generated new national consciousness among people of India. Everybody got conscious now. they got to know what they have to do, which way we have to do the movements. They started learning those things. The British police beat them mercilessly. What British police was doing? It was only beating the Indians. Lathi charge, arrest, shooting, and operation on women and children continued, but agitation did not decrease. These all started mercilessly by British police. They were doing lathi charge, they were arresting Indians, they were shooting in operation on women and children, but this agitation, this movement did not decrease. It was increasing day by day. During Dandi March, numerous constructive programs like boycott of foreign clothes, prohibition of liquor, removing untouchability, Hindu-Muslim unity, and oath to do social services, etc. were held. So, during this Dandi March, these programs were also included by Gandhiji. Dandi Yatra and breaking of salt law brought not only nationwide consciousness, but it brought fame in aspects of non-violent struggle and movements worldwide. Everywhere in the world, it was a nationwide consciousness came. Processions, programs and assemblies were conducted for boycotting foreign goods, prohibition of foreign liquor and picketing on liquor making, not giving revenue tax, satyagraha for removal of untouchability. So these were all the issues which were undertaken under this yatra. To weaken these agitations and struggles, the government started lathi charge, imprisonment and other atrocities. People reacted by destroying of railway station, post office, police station and other government buildings. So both the ways it was like that. The Britishers were beating them, imprisoning them, other atrocities were done on them, while the other side people also reacted the same way. They destroyed railway station, post office, police station and even other government buildings. Incidents like suppression of agitation under the leadership of Abdul Ghaffar Khan, Frontier Gandhi, he was known as Frontier Gandhi, at Wadala, Bombay, struggle against foreign liquor under the leadership of Kasturba Gandhi in Bombay, Garsana in Surat and in Viramgam during the salt law agitation, renunciation of government services as well as the removal of children from government schools were the major highlights of these movements. Even the children who were getting education in government schools, they were also removed from there. It means we are not, Indians show that we are not going to send our children in your schools. So these were the movements and these were the highlights of these movements. Further we will go on in our next video. Hope you understood it well. Revise it. If you have any doubt, you may call me. Thank you.